This is the Carty Method Podcast.
We have got a banger of an episode for you today. I'm so excited. Print isn't dead. You might be using it wrong. Today we're talking about magazine covers specifically. And I'm pretty excited because I have a couple of magazine things here to show you. Let's start with this issue of American Photo, Hottest New Talent. Okay, this is from 2004. I think 25,000 pictures were submitted to this issue of American Photo, and I think they published something like 100. And Hottest New Talent. They didn't make my picture very big, but they did print Mr. Cardinal Official, Steve Carty, Toronto, Canada, in the glamour and beauty section. That's kind of dope. That is, that's American Photo. I have some magazines I got to show you. Okay, so I was going to pull out a bunch of magazines that I'd shot for, but instead, I'm just aiming really high. One magazine, like, wait till you see this. This is going to be super dope. Oh yeah, by the way, watch this. All right, we're back. So, more magazines. Let's start with Vogue. This is Turkish Vogue. Look at that cover. Turkish Vogue. So, and again, I'm just pulling some magazines from my collection. Turkish Vogue. We're talking covers today. Let's look at this one. British Vogue. Look at that cover. British Vogue. Look at that tone on tone. The black on brown with the blue accents. Oh. British Vogue. Vogue Greece. Look at that cover. And by the way, I don't mess around, When I'm talking about, I buy physical magazines. Like Greece, Vogue. Crazy. Like, absolutely. Oh, look what I found. Absolutely crazy. Look at this. Greek Vogue. If you're not buying print magazines, you're missing the mark. I promise you. If you're not buying print magazines, you're missing the mark. Let's start the heart rate, because my heart rate might be live right now. Beautiful. Look at another one. You ready with me? You still with me? Russian Vogue. Look at that cover. Russian Vogue. Notice the non-distracting tone-on-tone backgrounds. Oh. Charles Fortin, where are you? Why are you not incorporating fashion into your insane editorials? Russian Vogue. Crazy. Vogue Mexico. Look at that cover. Vogue Mexico. Mexican Vogue. So sick. Oh my God. Look at this editorial. Like, if you're not, I'm telling you, this is why your pictures might suck. It's because you're not looking at editorial. You're not looking at editorial Vogue portraits. Like, come on. Mexican Vogue. Just pulling out some of my Vogues. I mean, again, I have so many. I just pulled the dope one. My girl is psycho. Okay. My girl. Vogue Arabia. Not even out of the package. Vogue Arabia and Vogue Man Arabia. Not even out of the package. Okay? This is how we love magazines in this house. We have a whole wall of them. And the last Vogue, again, not even out of the package. Vogue Brazil. Look at this. Still in the plastic. Vogue Brazil. So, today we are talking about cover photography. We're talking about the art of the cover, and the assignment this week is shoot a magazine cover. So I'm incredibly excited to see what you guys have done for me today. Very excited. And imagine, you can't put nothing on a cover. You can't put a nothing photo on a cover. And the assignment this week was to create a magazine cover that demands attention and demonstrates commercial intent. The core objective was to design a hero image that balances artistic impact with practical design needs. That means text-based brand alignment, visual hierarchy. I don't want you to ever include copy on your photos. Don't ever include copy. Don't ever include copy on your photos. 1 second, I'm waking this camera up. There we go. You guys like this? Tracky? You like the tracky camera? It's the same camera as before. We just added some tracking to it. Hopefully you like it. I like the fact that I can stand up and leave and then come back. It's kind of dope. Anyways, let's get into, first of all, why this matters. Cover photography, covers are the ultimate test of a photographer's ability to merge art and commerce, okay? You're not just making a photo. You're not just making a photo. You're creating a visual handshake between the subject and the audience. So this assignment develops critical skills. It really does develop critical skills for editorial work, advertising work, while pushing you to think like an art director. If you shot people, the goal was just to shoot a portrait that tells a complete story. Leave clean negative space for the masthead. Think about Time Magazine's Person of the Year. If you shoot places, capture a location that embodies a really strong theme. Think about environmental crisis, urban energy, natural wonder, leading lines, composition to create natural text placement zones if you shoot places. And think National Geographic. Think about their iconic covers, their iconic landscapes. And if you shoot things, I want you to stage a product as an undisputed hero of the frame and create dimension through lighting while maintaining text-friendly negative space. I want you to think about Apple's minimalist approach to product launches. So the whole idea about this assignment is I want, number one, instant communication. The viewers understand the cover's theme in no seconds. It should have commercial polish. I want it to match the professionalism of publication standards, and it should be design ready. Art directors could be able to add text without ruining the image at all. Okay, so and of course it is a vertical assignment because magazine covers are vertical. Are you guys ready? By the way, you are watching the one and only Carty Method Portfolio Lab. you're interested in participating in Portfolio Lab, go to thecartymethod.com and click Portfolio Lab so you can sign up. All right, so this is Monica Petrosky. Monica, thanks for submitting. Monica says, after walking by Greg's rent equipment rentals many times, I finally asked the manager for a photo shoot. He was happy to go up the lift for me, being a landscape photographer himself. The best part was getting to go up in a scissor lift with my camera. R6 Mark II 70-200 at 115, ISO 100 f11 at 1/100th of a second. This is Monica Petrovsky. Monica, thanks for submitting. Monica, this hits. This hits. This hits. The big blue sky, the crane, the placement. This hits. Let's look at this as a cover. Yes, this works. I mean, he could be a little larger in the frame, but I do appreciate the vastness of the blue sky. So for me, this is a yes. This works incredibly well. Now, I want to look at it closer. I want to see the technical aspects of this photo. I want to see your focus. And your focus is good. I mean, again, you're shooting under really hard lighting conditions. You're using direct sunlight, which gets a little bit weird, but we needed to have this really blue sky. And in order for you to have a blue sky, the sun's got to be behind you. So the sun was behind you. It was up and we'll call it up and to the right, camera right, aiming down. And you executed this really well. Could you have punched in instead of 115? Could you have shot also at 135, shot also at 160-ish, shot also at 200 to kind of like punch in, punch in, punch in? You could have even got to the point where you were cutting out a little bit more of this side and just hugging underneath the bucket. But again, Monica, this really works as a cover, which pleases me. I'm going to look at this as an 8x10 so we get a sense as to what it looks like on Instagram, which again, it really works. I prefer him lower in the frame as I'm cropping it right here. But yes, Miss Monica P, you rocked it. Well done. This is a yes. That is Monica Petrovsky. Taylor, how we doing? Yes? You happy? All right. She's good. Well done, Monica. This is Romeo Fowler. Romeo says, hey, fellow creators, my submission for the assignment. He just got through running and wasn't ready for the shot, but I wanted to capture a true emotion. One love to everyone. This is a shot with a Fuji X-T3 85mm 1.2 5.6 ISO 400 at 3/20th of a second. Let's hit a little bit of smoke because, you know, we like the atmosphere in here. This is Romeo Fowler. Romeo, thanks for submitting. I definitely feel what you're doing in this picture, but this is more of an editorial hit than it is a cover. What you'll notice with the majority of the covers that I'm showing is eye contact. Eye contact is so, it's not editorialized enough. Although the light is good, the location is good, you're a little too close to him. And again, I just need you to back up just a bit to leave me room for copy, which is part of the assignment requirements. I feel like you didn't read the exact technical requirements of the assignment, which involved having space. I want you to look at Monica's picture and how there are space. It works for the cover. This for me, it's too claustrophobic. It's offset, and the head angle and aiming right up under here is not the most flattering part of a face. He's got a strong jawline. He's got great teeth. Wait for after this moment and have him looking straight at the camera. You would have hit way harder if you had him just looking at the camera. You would have hit way harder if you backed up further still and I saw a little bit of the space and I actually saw more of his workout gear and saw what he was working out on. So I had a little bit of a context that this is for a workout magazine. This close up and this expression, all kinds of things could be happening in order for him to make this expression. And it's because it's cropped in, now you're starting to imagine what's happening in this photo. So for me, this is a bit of a miss, Romeo. Keep on pushing. I'd love to see another attempt. That is Romeo Fowler. Well done, Romeo. Thanks for submitting. All right, Romeo. This is Francis Jeffrey. Francis says, here's my submission of a professional portrait for the cover of Notre Dame magazine. I started this project by trying intelligent imitation of the most recent Cigar Aficionado magazine cover. Okay, I wound up noticing that I could have the photo make more of a statement if his glasses were more centered. Okay, Canon Rebel SL3 with an 18 to 55 lens, zoom to 44. Please get another lens, Francis, please. I'm going to ask again, please get another lens. Please get a 50 millimeter, please. ISO 400, 20th of a second, 5.6. And you're using GVM Studio Lights with a reflector and a little bit of natural light. This is Francis Jeffrey. Francis, this is the best photo that you have made and submitted so far by a country mile. This is so different and so much better than the picture of the bird that you submitted on Monday that I'm actually frustrated that you submitted that picture on Monday. This is unequivocally a magazine cover. This hits, although it is a little tight, it's a little claustrophobic, still there's room for copy. There's room for a little copy here. There's room for a little copy here. I like it. The light is inspired. Like, I don't know if you know how good this light is. Like, and my issue, sorry, let's hide that. My issue is just the quality of the file. Like, because you're shooting with a Rebel and you're shooting with a Rebel with a bad lens, now our issue is like, now you're starting to make good photographs. But when I really look at them, I'm seeing that you're shooting with an 18 to 55. So imagine how sharp this would be if you were shooting with a 50. There's some post-production that you could be doing. You're seeing in here that he's got some eye goo here and here, which, again, is very difficult to take out in post. My suggestion, you get like a baby wipe, or you have a pack of baby wipes on set so you can get this and this and this. Next is down here. He's got a couple of stray nostril hairs, which you could definitely take out in post. But overall, for me, Francis, this is the best picture that you have taken and submitted. The pencils in his pocket are hilarious. This looks like the cover of an academic magazine. This is an unequivocal yes. Like, this proves to me that you are a photographer. Now, you're no longer able to do anything else except for shoot these type of portraits, and you're not allowed to shoot the same person over and over and over again, which means now you need to do this with new faces. That's the next goal for you. This is an 11. Congratulations. I think that might be your first one. Congratulations. That's Francis Jeffrey Taylor. Taylor's freaking out. Yeah, of course she would be. I mean, all right, Francis Jeffrey, very well done. This is Courtney Turner. Courtney says, hey, Carty and crew. As a child growing up, I remember the impact of flipping through the pages of some of my favorite car magazines, such as Super Street, Car and Driver, Euro Tuner. The list goes on with the great car magazines of that era. This photograph is my interpretation of a front cover for Car and Driver. Hey, look at my hand. The only thing about this tracking is it falls asleep sometimes, which is kind of natural. All right, which I'm excited to see this shot with the Z7 35 millimeter 1.8, ISO 160, f7 at a quarter of a second, shot natural light. This is Courtney Turner. Let's get it on, Courtney. Thanks for submitting. Courtney, you're onto something here. You're shooting into the shade, meaning sun's coming from this side, right? There's shadow here. You're shooting into the nose of the car, which is shadow. So the exposure on the front of the car here changes greatly to the exposure on the car here, meaning the color of the car actually appears to change from this side to this side just because you're putting this shadow line through here. Other than that, it really hits. It hits as a cover. You could have dropped it a little bit lower in the frame, but there's great space here for blocks of text. There's great space here for blocks of text. Like this, technically and compositionally really strong. It's just as far as like the time of day that you shot this, the exact spot that you shot this, like I feel like you could have reworked this rather than including this whole wall bit. I would have moved this way. I would have rotated the car so the nose of the car is getting hit by some of the sun, and then I would have hit it that way. So I cut this building out and I just see this big sky with this car against that big sky. That's how I would have shot it. I don't mind the pattern that's happening down here. It's cool, like what you chose to shoot it on top of. It's just about how you framed it. And again, still, I'm giving you love because this is a good capture. This is a good capture. And yes, it would hold up as a cover. It's also important for me to show you the mistakes that you made, and or not we won't call them mistakes. We'll call it ways that you could make it better, Courtney. That's all. You did very well. Thanks for submitting. Courtney Turner. Well done. Courtney. All of a sudden, I'm from Boston. This is Denise Tuggle. Denise says, "Hey, Carty crew. As a beginning product photographer, this week was a challenge. I'm still learning so much. So thank you for your feedback. Nikon D850 with a 50 millimeter lens, 5.6 ISO 100. 2 newer fill lights with 1 newer beauty dish." This is Denise Tuggle. Denise, thanks for submitting. We're starting to get there. We're starting to get some nice reflections here on the glass. The issue is your lines. I'm going to draw you a diagram. Here's your wall. Here is your table. Here is your bottle of wine. And then you're standing up here and you're aiming down on this like this. This is why I can see so much of the table. And this is why your lines are converging in, and then this one is straight. You see how odd your lines are? It's because you're aiming down at it. If you're going to put visual references of lines in the background, well, then those lines have to be parallel to the edge of the frame. They have to be parallel to the edge of the frame exactly, or those lines don't work. Now you see, you managed to make this line relatively parallel and this line relatively parallel, but because you're aiming down at your subject and not lining up straight at it, your lines converge out that way. So your place, and again, are you using a tripod? Are you using a tripod? Because to me, it looks like you're not. Because if you were using a tripod, you would have noticed that this is really close to the edge of the frame. Like the glass is really close to the edge of the frame. You'd notice you have so much space here to the edge of the frame. But this is what I know that you're doing. You set up all your stuff, blah, 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 and your camera's just sitting there. And then you stand up, you pick up your camera, you point, and then you look here. And then you go like this again. You take another picture, and then you look here. So every one of those pictures, there's like these micro differences. A product photographer puts their camera on a tripod, and then they open it so they can see the preview, and then they stare at it. And then they lower their camera, and they notice the line straighten, and then they stare some more. And then they notice that glass is too close to the edge. And then they move that glass over, and then they stare some more. And then they notice that the bottle is actually showing the lines from the wood through the bottle, which is actually not making the wine look sexy and drinkable. Here's a secret. You're never going to see wine photographed against a texture. Okay? I'm going to say that again. You're never going to see wine photographed against a texture. So if I go to on Behance and search wine, watch how many solid backgrounds you see the wine bottle against. Like when you're able to see through it is a better description. When you're able to see through the wine, it needs to be like the wine has to look like this. Wine has to look like golden sunshine if it's white wine. So look at this because of the background. Do you see the difference? Like the wine, if you're shooting, and also look at the horizon line, how much lower this photographer is versus here, where you're top down, aiming down at the wine bottle. Look, low at the same height as the wine bottle. So you can actually, all the wine bottle, all the lines are straight. All the lines are straight against this. This line is straight. And you can see the dimple in the bottom of the bottle. And they're showing the label at 4 different rotations. So you see the difference. You're seeing this dimple because you're aiming through the bottle. You're not hitting the bottle at the right angle. And also the background. You're using wood. Wood is not the right background for this. I don't think wood is the right background for this. I think it really throws the product. It throws the glass, and and the glass is not like as clean as it needs to be. Like wine glasses need to be insanely clean. This wine glass looks dusty. Oops, sorry. This wine glass looks dusty. So, and it's all, I mean, again, I know screw tops are becoming more and more of a thing, but it just looks like budget wine. It just looks like budget wine. If you're going to endeavor to shoot wine, spend the money, get good wine that's not a screw top. And I know cork is like not really as readily available, but look at these. These are like dipped. Look at how sexy the bottle is. Like, pick better bottles. Like, you can't just grab a bottle of wine that's in your house and be like, I'm going to shoot wine. It's like, no, go to a wine store and select a bottle of wine with the right label so you can make work that is like, wow, like this. So we have to keep going. We have to keep pushing, and you need to really find the right references. This is garbage. Better. Garbage. Better. but this could be put in post, to be honest. That wine bottle could be put in post. So this is what you do, Denise. There you go. This is what you do. You look at references and you become insane about references, because then you learn how to build sets. Because sadly, your sets are also really bad. You need to really concentrate on, there's so many aspects of product photography that you have to think of. And set design happens before you take a picture. Set design. And if you're not being inspired by set design, and it's hard to be inspired by set design if you're not looking at the right photos. So for me, Denise, this is a miss for a cover. It is not strong enough. And I know you're starting, but you need to use intelligent imitation. You have to buy a very attractive, expensive bottle and wash your wine glass like you work in a restaurant. Like, really, shoot it in a restaurant. Because right now, backyard, picnic table, and next to the fence is not cutting it. I hope this helps you. This is Denise Tuggle. Oh my, Denise Tuggle. This is Gerard Danso. So, hello, Carty. I quote dreams. Dreams don't work unless you do. 5D Mark III, 85 millimeter, 1.4. I need to know your aperture. There's some submissions. ISO is 100, f3.5, I think. What is your shutter speed? You're not giving us enough information. I need to know aperture, shutter speed, and ISO. Those three things. You continually forget to give me shutter speed. Please do that. 2 AD600 light setup with a 1.3 meter softbox. This is Gerard Danso. Gerard. So, composition wise, you cropped this picture. I ask for 8 by 12. The full picture that your camera gives you is uncropped, is an 8 by 12. So you're cropping your picture to like a 9 by 12. I'm asking for you to not do that, so I can help you with all aspects of your photography, including cropping. Would this work for a cover? Yes. Sadly, the expression on this lady's face, she looks like kind of bitchy, and I don't know what that is or what that means, but she just has this like resting bitch face, and because of that, it's not attractive for the viewer, because she looks like she smells something stinky, or she looks like she thinks that she's better than us. So there's like an air about this girl and an air about this image that would make it so I wouldn't want to put it on the cover. Compositionally, what she's wearing, the props, all fine. Her makeup is really, really extra. The makeup is where, hey, Mariette, welcome. Thanks for subscribing. The makeup is a horror show. Like that part, and I don't know whether that's just where you are or like, but look at the difference between her foundation and her neck. Like the difference between this, and this is insane. And then your retouching is brutal. Like so bad. It should not, like, you need help with retouching. In fact, I would stop retouching altogether and just hire someone to do retouching, or spend all your time on post-production. Because what's happening here in the forehead and here, like, this is kind of what her skin looks like actually, but you've just used the blur tool By the way, it's 2025. People haven't been using the blur tool for 20 years. Skin doesn't look like this. Skin doesn't look like this. So this retouching, the fake eyelashes, all of it means like this picture can't go in your portfolio. You can't show it. You need to bin it immediately. And like check when you're shooting. That's what we do, is we walk up to the model and we look. The foundation, this doesn't match her neck. Can you fix that? Like, and this is a thing. You can't just like either get a makeup artist or just trust people that they know how to do makeup. And the hard thing is this girl does not know how to do makeup. And again, I'm not trying to offend her, but yeah, this makeup is really bad. So because you're the photographer and you're the image expert, this is you putting your stamp on this and then making it worse with your retouching. So for me, cover photography, absolutely no. Compositional cover, sure. But your technical, your post-production, your retouching, and on set, you being able to spot that makeup is too much and fix it before you shoot is all part of the skill set. So the makeup, and again, this girl would never be wearing makeup like this at work. It's way, way, way over the top. I hope this helps you. This is Gerard Danso. Yeah, the makeup is brutal. And again, like you're losing on simple things like do you have one of these, which is a tablet? Everybody needs to have a retouching tablet. Like this is my retouching tablet. It's this big. And I use this and I write and I'm able to, and also 4K monitors, 2 of them. So I actually get to see this work. I get to see my work so big, like massive. And also I get to see your work that big. Guess what? Art directors, clients, they also have big monitors. They're also looking at your work at this level. So, oh my God, like you can't be afraid to tell somebody that their makeup is not good. Seriously. And I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm just like, oh my God, no. Like, why? Like, makeup artists. And you know how you can tell is you look at their other photos and you can be like, this girl wears bad makeup all the time. We need a makeup artist, okay? We need a makeup artist. And then you bring in someone who's amazing. And then that makes her feel like a superstar. And it teaches her how to actually do her own makeup and not look like a clown. So that's what we do. It's like we educate our people. And it's up to us because you let that happen. You let her come on set. And obviously she did her own makeup. So you have to be preventative and you have to catch that. And also, Gerard, you have to shoot pictures for this assignment. You're grabbing stuff that you shot whenever you shot it and you're submitting it. And it's not acceptable. Everybody else is shooting photos for this assignment, meaning Tuesday you find out what it is and then you go make it. And then the next week you submit it. You can't pull stuff from your archives. Stop doing that, okay? That is Gerard Danso. Thanks for submitting, my guy. You got to try harder, my guy. This isn't a joke. This is your career. It's not a joke. All right. Mr. JV. So, JV says, hey, Carty and crew here. We have a product release, a 3D printed cupcake container for an e-com store. Sony A5100, 40mm 2.8, ISO 100, f16, 20th of a second. Shot with constant light. I'm stressing about that, JV. Let's look at what you got for me. Thanks for submitting. So I definitely see what you're doing, but the light and the composition is really, really like kind of haphazard. it's very claustrophobic. You're too close down here. You're too close over here. You're cutting this. I understand you're making a scene, but the whole idea is we're trying to shoot a cover. Now, I'm not sure if these items are cover worthy, and the way that you're trying to build like this little world, like, I appreciate it, but it's not hitting. The cutting off, like, I don't get it. I don't know what magazine this would go on. And I definitely, yes, you've left space for the masthead. Yes, the color combination is right, but the composition, the way that you're dropping everything is really like it's too tight to the edges, specifically here and here and here. So this is a tricky one because I'm on the fence, because again, technically, like, it's in focus and you got good exposure. You're shooting it very much like you would shoot a portrait with a shallow depth of field. When you shoot products, you don't really shoot that shallow depth of field because we need to see the product that the client created perfect. So you're kind of trying to mix this and shoot it like a scene more so than shoot it like a product. I have a photographer who is part of the Carty method and my operations manager. His name is Garan Rath, and Garan has incredible work. And there's one specific photo that I'm thinking about from Garan's site that I want you to look at this and think of the commercial application. I want you to think about like Gillette or like Wood Hire, and the way that he's using Lego, color combination, angles. Like, for me, that's where we're trying to go with this idea. I'm not sure if this needs more or less. I'm not sure, but for me, I think it's like, it's what you chose to shoot as a cover and what you chose to shoot as a product. And also, I'm still getting to know you, JV. I would love to understand your name a little bit more. But this is your first submission. The first one's always the hardest. It's definitely like your color combination, yes. But the claustrophobic, close to edge composition, like, we lose so much when we go to print. You lose 1/4 of an inch around, like 1/8 of an inch around the picture. So that's what it's going to look like when it goes to print. This is what it's going to look like when it goes to print. This is what it's going to look like when it goes to print. This is what it's going to look like over here when it goes to print. We're going to lose so much of that edge that, like, you can't be that close. So give your pictures more space. Let the art director decide how tight it goes. I hope that brings you value. That is JV. Thanks for submitting. I think this is a little too tight on my noggy. Is it making a line? Oh, definitely. Definitely making a line. Much better. Thanks for submitting, JV. This is Ian Martin. Ian says, inspired by the countless number of magazines that debut cars on racetracks. Z8, 50mm 1.4, ISO 64, 30th of a second, f16. And this is shot natural light. This is Ian Martin. Ian, let's get it on. This is a vibe. This is definitely a vibe. Let's look at this as a cover. I definitely see this. Definitely I can see this as a cover. I mean, not sure how you are where you're making this photo. Like, it's crazy. This car looks like it's going to drive into you. Obviously, you're on some sort of upper that's above the track. You're shooting with a bit of a telephoto. You're punching in. Compositionally wise, Ian, this works. The way that the lines are, that part is a little hard for me. Like, I really wish that this line here wasn't there. like this whole line. And then the way that this is breaking the nose of the car, I like this one I'm okay with. But the way that that's breaking the nose of the car feels like it's boxing my composition a little bit. The fact that you have Lambo, Porsche, is really dope. Is that a Lambo? Yeah, it is. So yeah, this is cool. You know, there's definitely a vibe there. For me in post, I would clip out that. I would clone that out. Or at least, if not that whole thing, I would clone this line out if you want to leave this bump. But the paint's all jacked. The paint's not perfect, which makes, it's all a reflection in your picture, right? So I would just clean up that. It can definitely, this could go in your book, Ian, for sure. Yes, it can go in your book. I feel like you do have some incredible pictures. I'd love to see some other edits from this session, is what I'll say. Well done. Definitely works as the cover of the Carte Method magazine. Thanks for submitting. Ian Martin. All right. Hey, you know what? I have this thing. It's called Portfolio Lab. You're watching it right now. The only way to join is by going to thecartemethod.com/portfolio lab and signing up. I do this Tuesdays and Thursdays. And also on Thursday, I do a nice little workshop. It's a Portfolio Lab workshop. It's on Zoom. We hang out. I answer all your questions that you might have about absolutely anything related to photography. And we also talk specifically about topics. And today, probably going to be looking through a couple of these Vogues that I pulled out and talking about magazine covers, editorials, and our assignment for next week, which I'll get into at the end of the assignment. All right. This is Mike Morrison. Mike says, I shot this at a drag illustrated event after getting media credentials. Thought it would make a nice cover. Shot with the A7 R5 70-200 at 185, ISO 1250 f5.6. ISO 250, 1/1250th of a second at 5.6. This is Mike Morrison. Mike, thanks for submitting. This is a vibe. This is really, really working because, again, framing wise, I think your horizon line is a little crooked. I just want to check that. Let's put my camera up. Let's bring my special tool. Let's check your horizon line. Like, is the, like, it, I mean, the car is sitting off. But this is relatively straight, not perfect, but that could be kind of off. It's just hard. It feels like it's a little skewed. It feels like it's leaning, that way, as you can see, just based on the nose of that car. And you're assuming that this road is a flat surface, although by the looks of this, it looks like it's all curvy. It's a tricky one. I would just do a little bit of straightening. Let's look at it as a cover. It works. It works as a cover. Your spacing is really good. You've given me lots of space for copy, lots of space for text. Let's look at it as an 8x10. For Instagram, it works as well. I would drop this much lower in the frame. For Instagram, I would drop this like here. I would take only from the bottom, and then I would do a little straighten. But yes, Mike Morrison, this hits for me. This is an 11 and a magazine cover. The smoke is killer. The car is killer. Right time of day, right focus. Like, this is on the money. Well done. Well done. Taylor, you good? She's there? Yeah, okay, she's here still. Whew. Thought she was tripping out. How's my heart? Hasn't started yet. I have no heart rate. I have no heart. I have no heart. Start. There we go. All right, who we have? Who's next? Hey, who do we have that's next? Joshua Haney. Joshua says, my submission for the cover of Entrepreneur magazine. This is my brother Jacob. He runs his own production company and is a master storyteller. Let's turn that on. There you go. Yeah, he's a master storyteller. R6 85mm f2 1/50th, no, ISO 50, 5.6 at 1/25th of a second. Single strobe on location. This is Joshua Haney. Joshua. Let's look at this as a cover. I definitely feel it. I mean, he's pushing his chest up a little bit and his head angle, like he feels like he's kind of stretching himself a little bit, like he's kind of like pushing himself up a little bit. So I do notice that about the picture, but tonally, what he's wearing, the background, what you shot him on, again, the eye contact for me is that one thing that, Joshua, I'm going to keep reminding you about eye contact. Shots of your kids looking profile sideways. How often do you send me shots that are looking off? It happens often, yes or yes, right? So work on eye contact, because eye contact, it connects your subject with the viewer. So focus on eye contact. Eye contact is magic. Just work on adding that dimension to your photography. Let's look at this as an 8x10. I would pull this down in the frame. But works as an 8x10. Again, as a cover, this is a yes for me. Please keep in mind all the things that I'm yelling about. I'm not yelling, but, you know, I'm emphatically saying so. I appreciate you guys for watching. If you're watching me live and you've never seen me before, drop a hello in chat, yo. Say like, hello, I'm watching you. I'm new. I'm also on Instagram. You can find me. I'm at Steve Carty on Instagram. You can look at my work at stevecarty.com. And yeah, I'm curious to hear about people who have never seen me before. I like new viewers. All right, this is Charles Fortin. Charles says, this is Nethme. Hard name to say. I've never heard of that before in my life. Here's Neth. He's a digital nomad and an entrepreneur. She's starting her natural fiber clothing company, and we shot this portrait of her to highlight her connection with the natural elements. Cover worthy, A7 for 70 to 180 at 2.8, 70 to 180, 2.8, ISO 125, 2.8 at 2/50th of a second. Watch the wide open, especially with the telephoto. Watch the wide open on the telephotos. Shot natural light. This is Charles Fortin. Let's go, Charles. Charles, this is a vibe. It's a little overexposed, but it definitely makes me feel cover. And you can see the cover masthead there. Like, it just works. It's likable. I'm definitely watching the weird thing that she's doing with her pinky here. Like, why is she holding the leaf with her pinky up like that? And this hand here looks a little bit placed, so you can see that she's like a little bit uncomfortable. But I like it. It's cute. The eye contact is really riveting. I like the shallow depth of field, the natural light, the fact that you shot her in shade. The light that's on her skin is amazing. There's a little bit of movement in the trees. Like, this is a yes. This is vibes. I like it a lot. It fits the cover mindset. It fits it. There is some room for copy. Again, make sure you're watching it. Little isms like this. I know you are watching here, but you also have to watch the hands because the hands always do weird things. So you did very well, Charles. That's an 11 for me, my guy. Well done. Charles Fortin. He's in Honduras right now. He's a fellow Canadian. He's about to be living in BC. He travels all over. Very dope. Charles Fortin. Well done. This is Daniel Van Cleef. Daniel says, hey, Carty and crew. My vintage shop shoot got postponed, so here's Simon instead. I previously featured his partner in my last submission. Simon is a friend who's a photographer himself. He's wearing handmade clothing and jewelry by his partner. We explored 2 different looks in a spot on his land. When I found this door, I noticed the nice contrasting color with his outfit and decided to capture some shots there. It was sunny, but clouds were rolling in and I didn't want to miss the light. Ideally, I would have just preferred slightly softer lighting, but with daylight and clouds, sometimes you just have to make quick decisions. I can spot a few although I can spot a few areas of doubt, especially around the eyes. I still wanted to share and get some feedback. Fuji X Pro 3 35mm, ISO 320, 1/250th of a second, f10. This is Daniel Van Cleef. Daniel, this is a vibe. In this case, I don't mind the mixed light too much. I need a beverage. You got to bear with me. I need a beverage. Here, new people, watch me here. Hello, watch me here.
Treat everybody like a superstar. Famous people less like a superstar. I treat famous people like real people. I started as a photographer, I would say professionally, when I was 20. My brother's a fine art painter, heavy influence on me, and I couldn't paint, so when I discovered the camera, it was really easy for me to express myself creatively. Everybody's in the business of glorifying celebrities, so capturing them, it's already glorifying them by photographing them. So if I can get them a little bit more understated, I feel like it brings up the real. In 1997, I shot Tom York from Radiohead, most important picture of my career. In 2001, I shot Pharrell Williams for Peace magazine. Again, very important picture. Colin Firth, a week before he won his Oscar, career moving pictures where that picture propels a whole new wave of clients, a whole new wave of people looking at my work. I think pivotal career-changing pictures are more important than favorite pictures, because they're all my favorite. The whole idea is make good stuff and share it and do it every day.
That's me, in case you guys are ever wondering the kind of work that I do. That's me. Daniel, this picture hits. It hits, and it works as a cover. I think you've cropped it just a little bit, but it works as a cover. The light, the textured wall, all of this works. And again, the mixed light on a guy is going to work better than mixed light on a female. Let me just adjust my masthead, although I don't want to, because you have to conform to me, not the other way around. But this works as a cover, Daniel. This is a strong image. This is an 11 for me. I want to look at this a little closer because, you know, you need to go through the full inspection. His eyes are a touch red, which we see more so under here, the way that that shadow is covering his whole eye. I would have had him drop his head a little bit so his eye can get a little bit more light. Small thing, dude. I'm really splitting hairs. For me, this is a yes. This could go in your book. The styling is cool. What he's wearing is cool. The vibe is right. It's a cover. It's a cover. It's strong. Strong. Well done, Daniel. Daniel Van Cleef, everybody. Yes, Daniel. Yes, Daniel. Yes, it makes it into your book. Natalie Murdoch says, hello, Carty and crew. Here's my submission for this week's assignment. My original plan for a studio shoot with the subject fell through, so it's back to natural light. AR7 Mark II 55mm 1.8 ISO 800 f4 at 1/60th of a second. This is Natalie Murdoch. Natalie, this is really pretty. This is really pretty. It's super likable. Let's look at this as a cover. It's really likable, nice and easy. Let me just fix my masthead here. It's nice and likable. It's really easy. Hello. There it is. I got lots of overlays. Yeah, this is really clean, Natalie. I mean, she's offset just a bit, hardly noticeable. There's a little bit of skin retouching that you have to learn how to do. We'll get you there. Right now, I'm really happy with the consistency. I love the cross, the little cross detail that she's wearing, which is great. Let's look at this as an 8x10. As an 8x10, we'd have to pull this down right to about there. This is really, really well done. You need to start sharing this work on your Instagram, Natalie. This is really strong, really strong. I would love to recommend my skin retoucher to you. He does photos for a very, very fair price. Just email me and I will recommend. So you can at least start getting some of these images. Some of this stuff should start like there's 3 or 4 now that should go in your book. This is the light, Natalie. This is the light that I want you to be seeking every time you shoot. This is very, very great. The non-distracting background, you nailed this. This is a yes for Natalie Murdoch. Well done, Natalie. Proud of you. Proud of you. Well done. Taylor, freak out. She should be freaking out. Woo! Alrighty, let's get into Mr. Lamont DeSalle. Lamont says, hello. I wanted to make sure I did something niche, but within the assignment. I helped out a friend covering a model casting and took some images to everyone that came that night. Looking forward to work with them again, Carty. Let me know what you think. Z6, 85mm 1.8, ISO 400, f8, 1/60th of a second. Beauty dish and a curve strip box. This is Lamont DeSalle. Lamont. There's a vibe here. It's nice and clean. Let's look at this as a cover. This holds up. This is strong. Like, beige on white, like it's a little wishy with the background, but it really makes his skin pop. Would have used a black t-shirt I would have used a black t-shirt over a white t-shirt. The white is not for me, right? But it still works. This hits very hard. You should be thrilled with this, Lamont. You should be thrilled with this. Let's look at this as an 8x10. As an 8x10, you can see it crops well. I would just touch like his hair so I don't cut his elbow. That's how I would do it for Instagram, that cut right there. Let's have a look at this close because, you know, it's all about what it looks like at 100%. Your focus is great. Your skin tone is great. Your retouching is great. Your exposure is great. Make sure that you're not going too much with this underlight. I don't usually do this with guys because it makes them look a little too soft. Personally, I don't usually do this with guys. I do this with women only. So try not to light men the way you like girls, because it ends up giving him like this under. I mean, it's okay. It looks nice, but also I want you to notice that he's pulling his chin back. Like, notice that He's not extending his chin out, which is like making his jawline really strong. He's pulling back. And if you look here, you can see that he's pulling back. So make sure that you're always getting your subject to extend out and not pull back, because you're making him look like he has no chin. Like he has a chin, but the distance between here and here, that distance, you're making that distance look really short. And you can see what I mean here. So these are the small micro things. If you're going to use a reflector under here, make sure that it's white and not silver. Silver is too much. It starts to do too much uplight and too much weird shadows on the top. So don't go that far. But overall, Lamont DeSalle, this is a yes for me. This is a yes. See ya. Again, it's like I've been getting some really good submissions today. So you guys are making me happy. I'm pleased. Don't get vain, though. Don't let this all get to your head. Just chill it out. Don't get vain. Know that we're only as good as our last photo. So your last photo is amazing. So well done. Well done, Lamont DeSalle. This is Anton Dudis. Anton says, here's my contribution to the travel issue of the best magazine out there, the Carty Method magazine. This is Spice Castle, built in the 12th century. It's the largest castle in Europe, covering 10 acres. In ruins, it's one of the region's most striking landmarks. I spent hours walking around looking for the best shot, muddy fields, private properties. Eventually ended up below the castle. Surroundings weren't scenic at this time of year. I used shallow depth of field and shot from an ant's perspective. When an old gentleman walked towards me, my thought was, what a photo bomber. But after a nice conversation, I realized he was a local. I decided to keep him in the photo. Looking forward to your feedback. Sony A6600, Sigma 18 to 50, ISO 100, 6.3, 1/1600th of a second. This is Anton Dudis. Anton, well, this is a yes, mister. This is the shit that I expect from you, Anton. Let's go. Let's go. Anton, honestly, man, like, I got to tell you, you've been cold for a minute. Not like cold, but not your regular hot self. And this, Anton, you just put yourself back at the front of the class. This makes me very, very happy. This is a magic editorial photo. The perspective is aces. Including this man makes this photo so special. So special. I am absolutely proud of you. This is Anton Dudis. Anton, that is an 11 out of 10. That's an 11 out of 10. And Stephen Boudreau. Oh my God, I always fuck that up. Stephen Boudreau has become a member for 15 months. And you'll notice, hello, Smoke Machine. You'll notice when you become a member for a really long time, like Steven, you get wings next to your name. Wake up. You get wings next to your name. Wake up. Yeah, doesn't want to wake up. That's all good. Oh, look, it's even pointing back there. How great is that? It's even pointing at the wall. There you go. Wondering why this thing's not tracking me. It's looking at the wall. I'm like It's new technology, okay? I'm getting used to it. Please bear with me. All right, Mr. Anton, you killed this one. You did so well. It's one of my favorites of yours. This will absolutely go in your portfolio. I'm waiting to look through your book like I did for Charles and help you the same way I helped him. Let's look at this as an 8x10. As an 8x10, this holds up. As an 8x10, I would definitely push this a little bit. Ooh, it's a tricky one. Yeah, I think I would push him a little. Yeah, that more foreground. But yeah, this just works. You should be thrilled, Anton. Guys, this is an 11 from Anton Dudas. Let's get it on. Well done, Anton. Well done, Anton. Well done. Well done, Anton. Well done. This is Liza Hyder. Liza says, this is Cian from Scout Modeling Agency. I photographed her during my trip to San Francisco last week. For this assignment, I wanted to capture a fashion magazine cover showing bright spring colors and accessories. I brought silk scarves, costume jewelry, took a walk around the neighborhood, found some colorful murals, and I chose a pink and green mural and accompanying scarf with rings. I enjoy doing photo shoots in this style, going into a collaboration blindly without much planning or time. I love that shit. I love that shit too. Oh, look at me letting you read that. Sorry. Not knowing what I was going to find as a backdrop and location, this added some creative pressure and spontaneity. So, D850, Sigma 135, f8 1/400 per second, ISO 200. This shot natural light. This is Liza Hyder. Liza, thanks for submitting. Liza, this is dope. This has got a vibe. The wall is right, the light is right, and holy moly, this works as a cover. Like, yes, this works as a cover. I mean, body language wise, because she's crouching, it's always hard when a model's crouching because of what it does to the clothing, including her knee here. I mean, knees are never sexy fodder to include in a photo, so we got to creatively hide that. But the color combination, this little push of pink here, my brand color, and the scarf, the rings, like this punch, and how that like the color combination, the white, like it's so killer. This is outstanding. You should be absolutely thrilled with this capture. I would love to see more edits from this shoot. I need to see it close up because I'm a psycho. I want to see the focus. I mean, look at your focus. Look at your focus, the light on her face, and the fact that this is natural light. You just kissed her with light and direct sun, but at the right time of day, perfectly. Like, Liza, this is such a hard capture, meaning technically this is absolutely unequivocally a yes. Yes. And yes, that is an 11 out of 10. We've missed you. Glad you're back, and slinging heat. Liza's slinging heat, baby. Look at my smile, Liza. Let's go. Love that shit. Love it. And again, it's like, I've been developing and working with Liza, helping her develop over the last 6 months, and seeing her ideas, her mindset, her approach, everything just, it's so lovely. I mean, all the people who are in Portfolio Lab, this is what everybody's experiencing who's in this madness that I've created. It's very easy. Go to thecartymethod.com to participate in Portfolio Lab, like all of these fine people. Next shooter, Nick Johnson. Nick says, an image of Hedvig from last Sunday's test. One light, my favorite beauty dish, and other than some minor skin retouching, this is straight at a camera. Can't give the agency heavily edited files. We put her in a gray blazer to match the background in order to keep the monochromatic vibe. I biased her slightly right of the frame to allow for clean space for copy. I had the Carty method cover masthead loaded in Capture One as an overlay while we shot. Nick shot with my overlay over top of it. Hey, Courtney Turner, you just became a member. Another month. Let's go. And a little smoke too for Steve, who is back for 15 months. Courtney, by the way, the longer you stay, you watch your crown evolve. Eventually, it's going to turn into wings, my guy. All right, so this is Nick Johnson, R5 Mark II with the very magical 135 1.8. I have the 135 f2. ISO 100, 1/200th of a second, f11. Yes, the 135 is sick. Wait till you get a 200 2.8. This is Nick Johnson. Nick, thanks for submitting. Let's have a look at this as a cover. I mean, it's strong. There's just a little bit of nose shadow action happening with your rear light camera right, which I'm going to break down in a second. The elbows are a little claustrophobically tight to the edge of the frame, but the tone on tone, like the dark hair, the blue eyes, like this is so close, Nick. I'm just going to show you the one thing that I would do to fix it for the next round. And it's all in the light that's happening on this this highlight that's coming in from here. Never let that highlight touch this nose. So you see how that light, yes, calligraphy. That's not Nick. What? Thank you. Wait. Oh, that's Ammond. Yeah, pictures out of order, guys. Pictures out of order. That's Ammond's picture and no Nick Johnson picture in this folder. So, Nick, do me a favor. Just text that picture to me. Nick Johnson, if you're watching, because I don't have Nick's picture here. Nick, and again, I just have the photos that you guys prep for me in my show prep. So if I go to, apologies for this, guys, sorry. If I go to today's show, I see Nick Johnson's photo, C17. So why is that? It's not here. That's so weird. I got it, Nick. Don't worry, I got it. That's so weird, man. It's not in the folder. It's not in the folder, but it's in the folder and it didn't open. That's so weird, Nick. I'm so sorry. That picture that I was just looking at was Ammond, and we will get into Ammond in a second. So please stand by. Yeah, I got that. Thank you so much, Calligraphy, for that. I appreciate that. I appreciate that very much. Okay. I think we be good. Nick, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah, and out of order. Very weird. Very weird. But we are back. We are back. We are back. Guys, I'm going to do this again. This is Nick Johnson shot with the R5 Mark II, 135 1.8, 100 ISO, 1/200th of a second at f11. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Johnson. Let's go, Nick. I think we're back. I think we're back. Apologies for that. Nick. Yeah, it just, for some reason, it wasn't in my show images. But then when I went back to the folder, it was. So, Nick, very clean. I really like her mouth. I like the way her hair is blowing. Like, it has a vibe, definitely. The oversized blazer definitely adds to it. Clean, fresh makeup. This is a yes. Like, I mean, again, Nick, this is the kind of work that I expect from you. I'm very interested in seeing some other edits. I'm watching how close this lapel is to the edge of this frame, and this lapel, like, I know she's squared up here relatively. I know you said that you biased her this way for a little bit of room for copy. For me, I would have pulled back just a little bit. But again, this is super, super strong, Nick. You should be thrilled with this work. It's a banger. Another. I want to see it close because, again, of my obsession, I want to see how... Oops, that's not what's supposed to happen. That's not what's supposed to happen. Let's look at this at 100%. Good skin retouching. It's really clean. I just want you to watch that, like, make sure that her eyes aren't too squinty, that the light's not really hitting. I love the, like, half open mouth. Like, you nailed this expression, Nick, like, really did. Couple of things in her chest. I think that you could kind of, like, work on some of these, like, dark dots. Not sure what's happening in there, but you could work on cleaning up the darky dots just a little bit. Obviously, next time you shoot, just work on, like, making sure that her cleavage is centered inside, like, the jacket lapel. You can see it looks like her boobs are, like, twisted. Small things, Nick, that not regular people don't notice, the kind of stuff that I do. Also would have flipped her hair forward so it would have blown a little bit more erratically, a little bit over her face and stuff. But this is an 11 for me. It's a yes. Yes. Turn that off. Yes. Well done, Nick. Very well done. And then, of course, you've seen Ammon's picture because I just half reviewed it thinking it was Nick's. So Ammon says, Julie's determined. She recently started a new position at the California Governor's Office of Economic Development. Hope to see her in higher positions of the California federal government in the future. She's very bright and intelligent. We need more of her if we are to have any hope. XT5 27mm 1.2 ISO 125 f8 1/250th of a second, 3 strobes, front beauty dish, rim with grid, rear fill with grid. This is the man they call Ammon Thompson. So Ammon, again, compositionally super strong, like absolutely cover material. Head is a little high in the masthead, like you can see. Head is a little high. I would drop that horizon down just a little bit. We wouldn't lose anything if we took from down here. Do you know what I mean? Like where her, like I would happily cut right here and push her down just a little bit. The 3 light setup, yes. The one thing that I'm watching always is the distance between her and the background. I feel like she's too close. She's right on this background. You need to move her away from the background to give that shadow a bit of time to fall off. And then another thing that happens when you bring your subject off the background is I'm going to draw a top down. This is your seamless. This is your subject. This is your camera. Your light is pinched in here. And because she's so close to the background, you can't get the light to hit her from behind enough. So it's hitting her the side of her face and also her nose. So because of the fact that if she pulled off the back, like that is how you place your rear light. You place your rear light so that it does not light the nose. So this light is hitting that spill because she's pushed back so far. Bring her off the background, you still get this feeling, but it doesn't light her nose. And then her nose looks like this. This lady already has a big nose as it is. So you now hitting that nose with the highlight accentuates how big it is. And then the fact that this shadow here, now that it's not looking as smooth as it is on that side, right? And that this is front light. So you nailed it with the front light, but this highlight is what's killing you because it's creating from the rim of her eye, this shadow here, and then it's getting through this area here is letting it put that shadow right here on her face. So that's because that light needs to tuck around here more, which means it's not catching that much. It's lighting her hair more and her shoulder more and separating her from the background. So that's the fine detail. But how much better you are, Emin, from this time last year? Like, you are stratospherically better. Oops. But now I have to be like making sure that we're making pictures that, like, technically, like these small things, technically, that's what I have to be, like, that's what I have to keep inching you towards. And again, a good rule of thumb, 4 feet off the background. 4 feet off the background. You are 1.5 feet off your background here, which is way too close. I hope that helps. This is Ammon. And again, yes, it can go in your portfolio, but do you have any other edits where you're correcting the no shadow thing? I like it, but that one fix would make it go into the next level. That is Ammon Thompson, everybody. Well done, Ammon. All right. And I do believe our last photo of the day is calligraphy. Calligraphy says, this week I couldn't make it into the studio. This is inspired by the work of Yu Tsai. Z8, 85mm, ISO 800, f2.8, 100th of a second. This is a mix of natural and ambient. This is calligraphy. Thanks for submitting. So, Kay, this is bordering on not the right type of picture that we're trying to make here. Like, this looks like OnlyFans content. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know if that's what you're trying to do. Like, it looks like OnlyFans content, not Vogue. Like, we're trying to, and I'm not saying you're trying to shoot for Vogue, but the pose, the no bottoms, it just feels like, and it's ass first. Like, find me a magazine that's ass first. You know what I mean? It's just, for me, low frequency. And you're way more of a high frequency individual. You're way more refined. This is just booty call. You know what I mean? And this kind of photography, and it needs light. It's begging for light because you can see what's going on with her face. And both her eyes look super hollow. The shadows that are on her face are looking like, do you know what I mean? It looks like, because it's top light, it just makes her look tired. You know what I mean? So you have to light this kind of stuff. The location, I don't know if this location is right for this. I know it's winter. I know you're up against a lot, but these kinds of shoots, when you compare to the other type, like, there's ways to shoot this girl without it being like, you can shoot sexy stuff, but it doesn't have to look like OnlyFans. You know what I mean? And that, to me, this is like walking that line between, like, who's this for? You know what I mean? It's not selling you as a photographer, and you're not trying to do more of this work, which, again, unless these girls are paying you, again, there's money in it if that's what you're trying to do. But I just don't, this is the first time you've ever shot stuff like this. So yeah, for me, this one is like, it can't go in your book. It just throws everything. It's not as hard a hit as I need from you, my guy. I know you got a lot of stuff that you're working on. But yeah, this, it's the front light. It's the front light. And again, like, if we're referencing Yu Tsai, I'll show you Yu Tsai, and I'll show you maybe the pictures that you're thinking about from him. Like, it's so different. The background, the light on the face, like, it's so different when it comes to him using, like, spaces. Like, the light is the most important thing. The light is the most important thing. His light is
very, very, very flattering. And I'm trying to find the reference that you mean from USI. Like, there's nothing that's shot that way. So, like, again, location, light, styling. Like, even his sexy stuff doesn't look like OnlyFans. It's still like high fashion. So that's what we have to maintain. And again, it's like you can't shoot like girls that don't know high fashion and expect them to be able to give you this. And again, it's shooting regular people like models, and that's always going to be a fail. For me, this is a fail. And it's the light on her face. It's the background, the lines, the blinds, the window, the like just regular furniture. Like there's nothing that is just makes this location like wow. And then you're cutting her left foot off so radically. It just it's just again, Kay, I know you're going through some stuff. I just feel like you can do better than this. I hope that helps, Mr. Calligraphy. All right, guys, we are at the end of our show. Let's talk about photo of the week before we get into this week's assignment or next week's assignment. Photos of the week did you not cut the foot off? Is the foot? No, the foot's there. My bad. The foot is there. I was punched in. The foot was there. My bad. My bad. The foot was there. All right. So, this photo of the week, that's what we are doing now. Photos of the week takes me not that long. Doesn't take me that long. Yes. Wow, there's a lot. I gotta be more critical. Sorry, there's too many. I gotta be more critical. I gotta be more critical. All right, starting with our first photo of the week. Goes to Francis Jeffrey. Francis, your first photo of the week. Congratulations, Francis. You should be thrilled. Photo of the week. You should be thrilled. Congratulations. That is Francis Jeffrey. Photo of the week, Francis, in the cover category. Well done. Photo of the week. Our next photo of the week goes to, drumroll. Well, this is Courtney Turner. Courtney, that's a photo of the week, buddy. Congratulations for the magazine cover. Congratulations, Courtney. That is a photo of the week. Well done. Courtney! Well done. Wow, that was really loud. Whatever that was. Jesus Louises, we're going to stop that. Jesus Louises, we're going to stop that from happening anymore. Let's go into recording mode, thank you. Jeez, that was mental. Francis Jeffrey, first one. Next. Oh, yeah. Courtney Turner, next one. Next photo of the week goes to... This is Mike Morrison. Mike with the photo of the week. Congratulations. That's Carty approved. Well done, Mike. Mikey Morrison. Well done. That's a photo of the week. Carty Method Magazine cover. All right, Mike Morrison. Our next, these two start to get really tricky, but I'm giving it to both. Our next photo of the week goes to Joshua Haney. Joshua, congratulations, buddy. That's a photo of the week. Joshua Haney. Very well done. It's a magazine cover. Joshua Haney. Photo of the week. Congratulations, Joshua. And make sure I got the make sure I got the right name. Another photo of the week goes to Charles Fortin. Charles, well done, buddy. That is a photo of the week in the magazine category. Charles, well done, buddy. Congratulations. You should be thrilled. Charles. All right. Charles Fortin. Photo of the week. Our next photo of the week goes to a man with 3 names. His name, Daniel Van Cleef. Daniel, congratulations, buddy. Daniel Van Cleef with this magazine cover. That's a photo of the week win for Van Cleef. Well done, buddy. Photo of the week. This one, thank you for coming back. This is Natalie Murdoch. Congratulations, Natalie. That's a photo of the week in the cover category. Very, very clean. Send me a message regarding my retoucher. Natalie Murdoch, you should be thrilled. Natalie. You guys excited? Do you want more? You want more? Should we give you some more? I want to do a dance, maybe. Maybe do a little dance. I'm over here, dude. God. These cameramen suck sometimes. You can never hire good people. I mean, I try to hire good people. I try to hire the best people, but sometimes you can't find good help, you know? Sometimes you can't find good help. All right. Our next photo of the week goes to Lamont DeSalle. Lamont DeSalle. That's a photo of the week, buddy, with this photo right here. Photo of the week. Lamont DeSalle. Well done, my guy. Who else do I have on my roster of photo of the weeks? Oh, no, you can't see that. But you know who it is. Our next photo of the week goes to Anton Duris. Anton, well done, buddy. That's a photo of the week. That is a photo of the week. That is Anton Duris. Very, 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 very well done, Anton. Love, 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 love. Anton. And who else? Who else? Who else? Photo of the week. Well, it's Miss Liza Hyder. Liza, photo of the week. Just crushing. Liza Hyder, shot in San Francisco. Little bit of a road trip for her, but you definitely crushed that, Liza. Congratulations. Liza Hyder. Ooh, the photos of the week. They just keep crushing. This is Nick Johnson. Nick. That is a photo of the week. Again, look at the photographers that watch me. Holy moly. Look at the level of the work that is coming out of Portfolio Lab. What? That's Nick Johnson. Nick, photo of the week. Congratulations. Guys, our photos of the week. The last and final. Last and final. Emmond Thompson. Emmond. Very, very, very good photo, bro. Very good. I showed you very small thing to fix. Couple of small things to fix the next time you shoot this type of picture, but you should be thrilled because you crushed it. Guys, your photos of the week. Do I have a best in show? Do I have best in show today? Yeah, I got a couple. It's hard, man, because it's I don't want to play favorites, but I kind of have to. You know what I mean? I kind of have to. I got a couple of best in shows today. Starting with best in show. Francis Jeffrey. Francis, phenomenal. You really did great, and now you're not allowed to go backwards. That's Francis Jeffrey. That's the best in show. Francis, well done. Could I pick another best in show? I could pick another best in show. Maybe one more. Anton Duris, best in show. Anton, congratulations, buddy. Congratulations. Holy moly. So good. So good. Anton Duris. Congratulations. Is that it? Is that it? Is that it? Best in show. Liza Haidar. Liza. Best in show. Liza. Holy moly. Holy moly. Holy moly. Is there more? Is there? And your final best in show. Best in show. This is Nick Johnson. Nick, congratulations. Best in show. Guys, holy moly. Yeah? You enjoy? You enjoy? You enjoy the level of work that came out? Do you want to know next week's assignment? Of course you do. Of course you want to know next week's assignment. Of course you do. So, next week's assignment is very special. Next week's assignment takes the magazine cover and flips on its head. Okay? Week 10, this is the back cover. This is the editorial end page. And the editorial end page, it serves as a visual punctuation mark, which bookends the entire narrative of the magazine. Rather than the end page being an afterthought, the final image of the magazine, which none of these have good ones, by the way, but it appears right here. Not here. This is an ad, but here. This is the back page. Okay? This is the back cover. This is the back page. It's a very special type of image goes on this page. It's an editorial statement. It's like a punctuation mark for the magazine. So knowing how to create a photo with that kind of narrative takes a real skill. It can be a back view. It can be a behind the scenes moment. It can be an abstract detail. This is, it's almost open-ended enough that you have enough room to hang yourself, enough rope to hang yourself. I want it to be an open-ended impression rather than a definitive conclusion. I want you to be thinking of like the end page or the back page as like the outro for the magazine. It shifts the energy from bold attention grabbing to more understated and contemplative. It sparks reflection. It sparks a sense of continuity. For photographers, the last page moment is an opportunity to reinforce the editorial message, although it's like subtle, but it's intentional storytelling. Whether you're using muted colors, low contrast, or a spontaneous, unposed approach, the goal is to create an image that lingers in the reader's mind. Emerging photographers should experiment with how a single shot can sum up or extend a story's emotional tone.
A well-crafted end-page image can quietly conclude an editorial while keeping the audience engaged, intrigued, and eager to see more of that particular photographer's work. So, I want you to think of 3 different types of photography: people, places, things. You shoot one of those 3 things. Like, that's your niche. If you shoot people, think about capturing a subject from behind. Like, you're maybe showing them like this. It's an end page. Create a portrait, maybe, that leaves an open-ended question or a feeling of continuity. I want you to focus on subtle expressions or gestures that reflect on an overall main story. If you shoot places, document a location that echoes a theme or provides closure, or like some sort of a lost highway. Capture a scene that suggests life goes on after this main event, and use environmental details to create like a reflective atmosphere. And if you shoot things, photograph objects in a way that bridges the editorial concept and the reader's imagination. Imagine that you would normally see perfume bottles in the studio. Shoot a perfume bottle on location. How would you do that? Create an abstract detail, an abstract or a detail shot that encourages your audience to fill in the blanks. And I want you to stage products in a way that creates a sense of continuity or some sort of an epilogue. The key to a back cover image lies in creating subtle yet powerful visuals that complements the overall editorial narrative. It's going to leave a lasting impression on your viewers. Now, understand this. This is going to be hard. It is hard to shoot an end page, but much like shooting a cover, it is a vertical picture. It is a vertical picture, but it's an anti-cover. But it also holds the same sensibilities. Okay? So, guys, that is your assignment. The end page, or also known as the back cover. And of course, we are going to do a portfolio lab hangout. I like to hang out with you guys so I can see your smiling faces. It's 10:45. We're going to do this. I need a break. I've been talking for a minute. So we're going to do this at 2:15. And again, maybe I'll have the energy to live stream this if you guys are interested. Like, I live stream it publicly, but then I make it members only after. So if you want to hang out with me a little bit more, maybe I'll live stream it. Again, if only 10, 15 people are going to watch, it's like, I'll just like do it just for these guys. But if you're really interested in Portfolio Lab and you're interested in my like these workshops that I do every Thursday afternoon after this episode, now would be, look out. I'll make another post and you'll get an alert that I'm going live. That's what it'll be. It'll be me hanging out with some Portfolio Lab members and answering questions, talking about this assignment that you guys just did, the great work and the work that was and then we'll be talking about shooting this end page next week. If you want access to this Zoom link, I don't just give it away willy-nilly. You got to be a part of Portfolio Lab. Go to the cartymethod.com/Portfolio Lab. That will get you access to my community once you sign up and pay. And then you get to hang out with me on Zoom every week, which is the dopest. Like, the people that are in my Carty Method, the people who are in Portfolio Lab, people who are in my accelerator, they're the best people, just period. Like, just high quality people. Like attracts like. So if you like me, know that the people who are in my Portfolio Lab, maybe they're not quite as extroverted as I've taught myself how to be, but high quality, likable people. So I'd love you to be in there. Guys, I hope today brought you value. I've been Carty, and this has been Portfolio Lab.
This live stream was brought to you by Pixpa, the best website builder for photographers and creatives, and Indie, the best way to run your freelance business, and by you, the members and subscribers of the Carty Method. Consider becoming a member for $5 a month to show your support for our content, and we'll reward you. You get members-only content every month, and Carty has the best emojis on YouTube, and you'll get that crown badge next to your name. If you're building a photography business, make sure you join Portfolio Lab. How ready are you to be a pro? Take the Carty Method Pro Photographer's Readiness Scorecard. You'll always find helpful links in the show notes. Sharing is caring. If this content has brought you value today, share it, clip it, post it to your socials. Curating and sharing helpful content makes you an expert. Even if the content you're sharing isn't yours, be a curator and share this content with your network. Find your creative and business genius with the Carty Method.
Hey, you guys can find me in the after party at about 2:15, which is in about 25 minutes. Again, the link is inside my community. Guys, I hope today brought you value. It was fun. I'm gonna pull out these magazines for this Portfolio Lab workshop as well and let you guys browse them with me. One love, guys. I hope today brought you value. I have thousands of hours of content helping you, the emerging or underperforming photographer, get to the next level. Make sure you watch something else next.